Hey folks, welcome to my Game Audio 2 assignment. I'm just going to quickly go over the brief before we get into the meat of the content. This is a FMod project that we were given at University of Hertfordshire on the postgrad, and it's a interactive soundtrack created within FMod. So how this is different to a normal soundtrack would be that this has more verticality. It's the same every single time, right? You listen to your favorite tunes and you know how it starts, you know how it ends. Whereas in FMod, we're creating soundtracks that kind of change depending on what the game is demanding of it. And so we've been given a few parameters that we need to follow. I've picked Devil May Cry / Doom esque kind of a game that I would adapt a metal soundtrack to. And we were given a couple of parameters to work within. So we have intensity is one parameter, the idle state is the first one, the exploring state is the second one, and action state would be the third. Health at 0% would mean that the player has died, so we would create a motif for that. And then when the player wins, the intensity is at 100, and that would trigger a ending screen or like a victory screen at the end of it. So I suppose without further ado, let's get into it. So first we'll explore the idle state. Very simple loop. There's a heartbeat attached to the health parameter here. So if I was to go below 30, which is what I've set this to, say 29, we get a low pass filter on the instrumental. With the introduction of a heartbeat that's imitated by a kick drum. Moving on to exploration state. And we have a couple of items here now that will trigger on further intensity parameters, which I've set within this state of exploration. So these drones here will only trigger once they're above the value of 40, and I've put these in to imitate the idea of danger. You can hear in the background there you have, I suppose, what they call the drones, the demonic sounds, you know, from the pits of hell kind of thing, and that gives the player the sense of danger. Health is lower. And just adds like another layer of verticality to this area of exploration. Now, moving on to the action stage, which is the peak intensity. So I've also got the choir situation going on throughout the action stage as well, and that is paired with a lead guitar sound. So when the intensity ramps up almost towards, I suppose, like the climax of the boss being killed, you know, towards like the last 10% of the health, there's these additional elements to let the player know that it's game time. Yeah. Okay, so we'll move on to the death screen now, which is actually one of my favorite bits. I had a lot of fun doing this. You'll notice that I've pulled this up here. We have some scatterer instruments. So we'll bring the health all the way down. that transition is always the same. With the, I suppose, the laughter that follows the voice line is always generative. It's going to be different every time because of the scatterer instruments. Okay, we'll move on to the wind scenario now. So intensity, we'll go to 100. There we go. This is just a loop that will play until the player is proceeded out of the victory screen. And that's it.